A growing number of college students across the country are suing their schools in an attempt to get money back for tuition, room and board, and other expenses lost because of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Joining us now is an attorney who is filing some of these class action lawsuits against top universities, Steve Berman of Hagens Berman in Seattle. Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
Well, when we first started hearing about schools closing, I wondered, are people going to get their money back? And the answer was no up front. What turned the tide on all of this?
Well, I think, they're just not getting their money back, and the schools are hanging on to the money, thinking that, schools are struggling probably, and they want to keep all the cash they can.
I would assume, though, room and board is a given. They are getting that back, aren't they? They're not living there.
Well, some schools are giving it back. Some schools are giving it back in part, but the part is not based on any rational economic division. So these cases involve, some of them, both room and board and tuition.
How many schools are involved in this class action lawsuit?
Well, right now we have 10 class actions. Each one is an individual case against a school.
And so is the argument that the value of the education isn't the same, so why are we paying the same amount of money? What is their argument?
That's the exact argument, that these kids are sitting in their rooms. They're not mingling with professors. They're not in laboratories. They're not in libraries. The quality of the instruction is often inferior. Some of the teachers are really not into online education, so that they're not getting what they paid for. That's the heart of the lawsuit.
So what are you hearing from universities about what might happen in the fall? Because this would open it up to a whole nother wave of students that are just starting college.
We haven't heard anything. I mean, the issue is, if the schools don't open and they offer online courses, what are they going to charge? Because the value of an online course is just simply not the same as an in-person experience.
Yeah. So do you just wait around for this to go to court and a judge has to make his assessment of whether he agrees with you? How long would that process take?
Well, the universities will be answering the complaints in the next 30 days or so. And then, it's a typical court case. It could take a year or two to find out the answer.
So what are the biggest universities involved in this? Any locally here in Illinois?
There's nothing in Illinois. The biggest universities right now probably are USC, WashU in St. Louis, George Washington, Vanderbilt. Yeah, and I expect we'll be filing many more in the next month or so.
You would think a lot of these bigger schools have endowments. They shouldn't be struggling.
They do. So, for example, the first one we sued was Brown. They have an endowment of over $300 million. We're trying not to sue schools that don't have a lot of money, but a lot of these schools are well endowed.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. Steve Berman, thanks for checking in with us.
Thank you, Steve.